Welcome back to the Bryan Devore Connection. I'm your host, Bryan Devore, Rethinking Home Care. Interesting topic. So home care is very important for a lot of people. What does it mean to rethink home care? What does that look like, and what should it look like? Well, here to talk to us today about that is my friend Sam. Sam, thank you very much for coming today and sharing all about this.
Yeah, really excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Bryan.
Yeah, my pleasure. So you own a home care company, obviously, in Encinitas. Yep. The name of your company is?
A Place at Home, not to be confused with a place for mom. So we are not grabbing your data and sending it all over the place. We are helping folks in their home.
Got it. What inspired you to do this?
Well, I'm confident we can provide value, quality, and something different to the community. It's sort of a culmination of things that brought my wife and I into this arena, and we are co-owners, so family-owned business.
Good.
Yeah, we're really proud of that. And my dad, he passed away unexpectedly, and it's still hard, and I sort of have a bit of a chip on my shoulder because of that. I think if I knew how to navigate home care, healthcare, assisted living better, I think he would still be here. So I'm, working with a chip on my shoulder, and that sparked us really diving into this. And we noticed my wife, she's of Mexican descent, so her abuela is recently diagnosed with dementia, and we're navigating that, helping to navigate that for her. So we believe we can provide value, we can help people not only survive but thrive.
I like that phrase. It's so hard for people to navigate, this whole world,
yes.
And usually it's on crisis mode.
Yep.
Something happened, someone's got to take care of mom or dad. I can't
yep.
take care of mom or dad, and they don't know where to turn. They don't know who to talk to. They don't know who to trust. I like that word, thrive,
yep.
and we'll talk about that. So yeah, what does set you apart from the other companies that are out there?
Well, my wife and I we're millennial owners, which I think we're the only millennial owners of a home care agency in San Diego that I know of or that I'm aware of. I'm confident we will bring unique perspective to home care. And I believe when we are going into people's homes and providing value to them, we're helping with activities of daily living. We are tracking readmission rate, changing condition through our changing condition protocol. But again, to me, that's survive. What else can we do to help them thrive? And it's only really limited by our creativity. So can we work with a couple who want maybe the wife, for example, wants to do something special, so we plan out an anniversary meal, and our home care is acting as a host or a waiter for them, so they can have this sort of beautiful,
that's cool.
intimate memory.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get in sort of the darker area, but we work with folks on hospice as well, and I think it's important to say what we always hear from families going through that journey. Incredibly difficult to navigate, and just a very difficult time for those families. But what we hear most is sharing memories, sharing experiences. They're sharing sort of the journey of their of their love
Yeah.
as they let go. And that leads to the question, how do we not only help with the ADLs, but also help create more of those memories
Right.
for the folks we're working with?
Right. Well, that speaks to the thriving part,
Mhm.
you know, where you can do the basics, you know, and that's great. And that's what you're paid. You start off with the basics, right? And that's taken care of. But then how do you elevate it to the next level?
Yeah.
I love the creativity.
Yep.
You know, doing the anniversary dinner is fantastic.
Yep.
And I can pick, as you're describing it, I'm picturing a couple enjoying their anniversary dinner. They wouldn't have been able to go out for their anniversary necessarily. You know, maybe one of the couple
Exactly.
just can't. But now you're bringing it to them.
Exactly.
And now there's a memory there.
Yep.
And their kids will remember that too.
Yep.
My mom and dad got to enjoy their anniversary.
And we all have cameras in our pocket, so we can record it, take photos, give that to the family, and now they have this special, intimate moment. And with, I believe some agencies don't do this because of limitations of, like, say, time constraints. Like, how do you plan all that out? How do you have time to do that? But with AI, we are not limited by time constraints.
So that's really interesting. AI. Talk more about that.
Right. So with AI and being limited by our creativity, we can use tools like ChatGPT to plan a complete, say, for example, date night where if the seniors want to, say, go to a museum and then a restaurant and then maybe a dessert, like an ice cream place, we can zone in on a specific location, plan that entire day with routes so we can break it down into, what that would look like over the course of a 5 or 6 hour day.
Yeah.
Right? And then we're spending very little time, like, actually looking at Google Maps,
Right.
figuring out what, where we go, and it's a matter of seconds in that we have a complete schedule, and then we can simply just vet everything, make sure it's solid. If it's like wheelchair access, make sure it has wheelchair access. Just all of the little details. But before AI, this was very time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
So that would have been, as I said, a time constraint, a limiting factor on how some of these agencies may have approached something like that. But now it's very fast, so why not leverage these sort of intimate things and create memories? Because we're already in an intimate space.
Yeah.
We're already helping folks with, like, toileting, bathing. So there's the other side of that, which is, how do we make this fun, make
Right.
this special?
Help them thrive.
Help them thrive,
Yeah,
exactly.
I love it. So Sam's information's on screen, the company's on screen, website, phone number, everything is right there. Give them a call, go to their website, look up more information about them, how they work, and how they can help your seniors thrive. Thanks, Sam,
Yeah,
for coming. I
absolutely. Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah.